Black filmmakers have been making great movies for many years. In this video, we're going to feature just some that maybe you haven't seen and try to touch on a variety of genres. These are all available to stream right now, so let's jump in. Here are 8 movies by Black filmmakers to watch right now. Spike Lee has had a very long and varied career, giving us many movies that could have made this list, like Malcolm X, Crooklyn, 25th Hour, Chirac, and BlacKkKlansman. But many would agree that the comedic drama Do the Right Thing is his career-defining film. It was released 31 years ago and hits notes that are still relevant today. A hot summer day in Brooklyn ends in a riot after the police kill a black man during an arrest. Public Enemy wrote the anthem Fight the Power for this movie, and this week that song has seen a nearly 90% increase in streams. For the millennials and zoomers out there who have maybe heard of this movie but haven't seen it, this is an 80s movie that is actually worth checking out. Sorry to Bother You is a dark comedy that mixes magical surrealism with socialist politics. It was written and directed by Boots Riley, maybe best known for his hip-hop band The Coup, or his participation in the Occupy Wall Street movement. It begins normal enough about a guy working as a telemarketer.
Use your white boys, like this young blood.
Hey, Mr. Kramer, this is Langston from Regal View.
Then the movie begins to get a bit more strange, introducing science fiction twists. I won't say how, but elements of this movie gave me strong Tank Girl vibes. The cast is stellar, and I want to note that the lead, Lakeith Stanfield, stars in several movies that almost made this list. Melvin Van Peebles wrote, co-produced, scored, edited, directed, and starred in this low-budget action film where a black man takes on corrupt cops. The concept of seeing a militant revolutionary on screen made it required viewing for Black Panther members. Although it opened on only 2 screens and was advertised as rated X by an all-white jury, through word of mouth, it managed to be a commercial success, and it single-handedly inspired Hollywood to create the blaxploitation genre, with direct imitators like Shaft, Superfly, and Dolomite. What would this list be without a movie starring the great Denzel Washington? In Training Day, we got to see Denzel take a turn in the tough guy direction as an intimidating narcotics officer who has to break in rookie Ethan Hawke from action director Antoine Fuqua. At only 34 years old, Ryan Coogler already has over a decade of experience creating films that have made him one of the biggest names in Hollywood. Before just absolutely destroying box office records with Black Panther, he co-wrote and directed Creed, a spin-off sequel of the Rocky films. When this hit theaters, I think some people slept on it, as Rocky wasn't really the freshest franchise at the time. But if that was you, let this be your wake-up call and stop sleeping. This isn't the first or last time that Coogler teamed up with Michael B. Jordan. Before Creed, the two worked together on a biographical drama, Fruitvale Station, which received a ton of critical acclaim. Black directors have made a lot of contributions to the horror genre. Over on Shudder, you can watch the documentary Horror Noir that does a great job of diving into a century of black horror films. For this list, I wanted to note something fun. Before directing Chappelle's Show, Rusty Cundiff created this trashy send-up of horror anthologies like Tales from the Crypt and Tales from the Dark Side. Speaking of Tales from the Crypt, I can't help but also mention the first feature film spun off from that series, Tales from the Crypt: Demon Knight. Ernest Dickerson, frequent Spike Lee cinematographer and director of The Wire, hands down one of the best TV shows of all time, delivered a very bloody horror comedy that is pretty dumb, but fun, especially if you like Billy Zane, and it's just a movie that has not been matched. And finally, I can't end this list without mentioning 13th, filmmaker Ava DuVernay's documentary that explores race in the criminal justice system in the US. Named after the amendment that abolished slavery in the US, it focuses on the fact that the nation's prisons are disproportionately filled with African Americans. There's a lot of people talking about this movie right now, and if you haven't watched it yet, you can stream it right now on Netflix. This list could keep going. If you were to pick your own 8 movies, what would you put on this list? Moonlight? Maybe Kuso? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, for more about all that stuff you love, keep it locked here at GameSpot Universe.